What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here today to bring you an NFL prediction video on wide receiver Tee Higgins. I believe he'll be traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars this offseason. Let's get into it, guys. So I'm excited I can finally make this video. I've been holding on to this thumbnail and this idea for a while. I didn't want to look foolish and put it out early and look crazy when Higgins signed long term. But he was franchise tagged, so I still had some hope. But I was waiting for him to actually demand a trade, and it happened just probably while recording this video. Well, excuse me, at the time of this video, probably like 20 minutes ago. But Tee Higgins requested to be traded. Breaking news: he wants out because the Bengals have shown no intention to sign him long term. They haven't spoken about a long term deal since March 2023, from what sources say. So that's why he wants out. He wants to stay a Bengal, but they have, when they were having talks back then, they weren't close at all, and then they haven't had talks in close to a year now. So he wants out. I think it makes sense. I've been saying since last summer that they need to let go of Higgins, just because it doesn't make sense to pay two receivers and a quarterback and still expect your defense and the surrounding players to still be decent. That's tough to do. So it just made the most sense. I thought the trade deadline was a good time. End up keeping them, all that stuff. A rough year for the Bengals last year. Burrows was injured. Chaser banged up here and there. Higgins was banged up, only played 12 games, but he's still valuable, still a young talent. And I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are the best landing spot for him. Scheme fit, team fit, quarterback familiarity, everything lines up. Obviously the Jaguars seems like they're intent on letting Calvin Ridley walk. I think that makes sense as well. He was good, not great. They kind of rented him out for a third-round pick from my Falcons last season. Missed the whole year for the gambling stuff. Came back, played pretty well, broke 1,000 yards, but wasn't consistent. It was a quiet 1,000 yards. And I think, some people might say, I don't know who I've seen some people say that Ridley is better than Higgins right now. Maybe. Even if they're close to the same level, you're getting someone that's younger, more potential, more explosion, more everything. Better, and he fits the role of what Ridley had last year better. Because if you look at Ridley's numbers really well, which I'm not a numbers guy, but look at the film and look at the numbers, he had a lot of contested catches. And Tee Higgins, obviously big body guy, he really excels in those situations. So if you switch out, run the same playbook, just switch out Ridley for Higgins and give him the same plays, I think Higgins has a better outcome most of the time in those contested catches, more than Ridley does. I think breaking down the numbers I seen, Ridley had like 22. I think you can definitely. So I think you could put in, you can kind of guess and kind of just predict that Higgins in those situations would do better than what Ridley did, in my opinion. And also, going back to what I said earlier about familiarity, not always, but I try to stay consistent and make my predictions on free agency signings, trades, even coaching hirings on past connections, on familiarity. And I say this all the time. People in life, no matter what walk of life you take, people love familiarity. People love past connections. As far as coaching hires goes, and drafting players, signing players, you never know, or you have to really do your due diligence and look into an organization to see who was around when he was drafted, who was around when he was picked, who was around when he was a rookie, or year 2 or year 3. And obviously, going to this situation here, you have Travis Etienne, Trevor Lawrence, and Tee Higgins. They were all teammates on the dominant Clemson run from a couple years ago. I think they won a title. Maybe. I don't remember exactly. I think Trevor Lawrence won the title, right? Am I tripping? I don't remember exactly, but I think he won one. But he was on that squad. So they have chemistry. Even going back to just last month, I forgot the platform Tee Higgins did an interview with, but he did an interview, and the person asked him, what 4 quarterbacks would he want to play with? It's not Joe Burrow. And Trevor Lawrence was on that list. It was Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen. I really think three out of those teams, 3 out of 4 of those teams could definitely land Higgins. The Bills have a shot. They have a little cap space that they freed up from freeing up all those guys. But do they want to spend it mostly on one player? That's tough. I don't know. The Jags freed up space as well. They have room to add Higgins. It makes sense as well. But they have to pay Lawrence long term. They have to pay Travis Etienne long term. So it's like, tough. It's tough. Also, Josh Allen long term. So it's going to be tough, but it is doable. The Ravens, I don't think so. I think they're the odd man out of this four team option as far as getting Higgins. They don't have the space. They don't have the space this year to add him, but it would make sense. He would fit, obviously. And then you have C.J. Stroud and the Texans. I don't know if they want him or not. I don't know how they'll spend their money. Christian Wilkins is available. Eric Armstead just became available last night. Do they really want to add Tee Higgins to Tank Dell, Nico Collins? It would look good. It would feel good, but I don't know if they'll actually do it. It seems like their eyes is set on beefing up the pass rush, beefing up the interior D line and O line, and getting a running back, whoever that may be. So I don't know if they really target a high price wide receiver right now, even though Higgins in that system, in that scheme with Bobby Slowick's scheme and with Stroud and those guys would be phenomenal. I don't know if he will actually want that, or if they want him as much as he might want to go there. So I think that leaves really the Bills. Giants could be an option, but you have Daniel Jones as the quarterback. I don't think he wants to play there. The Commanders could be a long shot. The Bears could be a long shot playing with Caleb Williams, but that's more of an unknown. You don't know if he'll be good or not. So I think he wants to play with a known quarterback that's already proven to be good. And Lawrence is that, Lamar is that, Josh Allen, Stroud are that as well. So I don't know if going to the unknown like a Caleb Williams with the Bears would really be a great spot for Higgins. It'll be a good, on paper it will look good, but I don't know if he'll love it for himself, and that's the issue there. So I think the Jags will be the best fit, will be a great fit for them. They have a need, they have a scheme fit, and they need a number one wide receiver to go along with Trevor Lawrence. And who better than his old wide receiver from college in Tee Higgins? So that's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.